What's going on, Braves Nation? Welcome back to the second installment of Braves Game Day, where I'm joined by Henry Conan and Nick Guinan, and we're going to be talking all things girls and boys basketball from this past week. So guys, let's get into the first game, the boys game versus Madeira, where they lost a close one, 43-41. It's a tough place to play in that Madeira gym against arguably the best team in the CHL, and we were so close to a 4-0 start in the season. You see, Madeira went to work in the paint, and we really couldn't get to the boards like we usually do. But the Braves are not going to forget this loss, I tell you that, guys. And they're going to come back stronger than ever.
Yeah, offensively for the Braves, it was Zach Jones. He had 4 3-pointers and a 16-point performance, a hot start for Zach Jones. Offensively for the other Braves, it was an off night after getting off to a hot offensive start for the first 3 games. They'd really been dominant in those first 3 games, but this Madeira game seemed like an off night.
Yeah, an off night is exactly what it was. John Pottigill didn't have the best game from the field, but was able to create differences in other places, having 4 rebounds and 3 assists. The boys have fallen to 2-1 in the CHL and are now 3-1 in all.
Now on to the girls basketball. They started out struggling in their season, but now they got it back to an even 500 3-3 record with their last win against Finneytown.
Yeah, against Finneytown, it looked like a close game in the beginning, starting off 8-8. But the girls were able to pull away after halftime, after going into half with an 11-point lead. Caroline Langworthy's hot shooting in the second half really led the Braves to a big win, as she's averaging 17 points per game, leading the league in scoring this year.
That's right. The Braves' next game is up against a tough Deer Park team who have just dropped to 5-3. The key to winning this game is going to be stopping Kaylee Williams, who's having 12 points per game.
The boys faced off against Seven Hills this past weekend, defeating them 51-35. CJ Hayden with a big performance again, 14 points and 8 rebounds, and was actually plus 27 when he was on the court.
That's right. Eli Riggs had 14 points in that game, and the Braves were able to pull away with a fourth quarter win against the Stingers.
We got to give props to Seven Hills' Terrence Yarbrough, who lit it up from the field with 18 points on the game. So looking back at the boys' team, we're going to look at their win against Seven Hills. What do they have to do tonight to get their win?
I really think the Braves' big men have to dominate the paint. That's going to be the difference in winning this game again.
I think we have to look at Finneytown's 6'6" center, Lamine Diop. He's going to cause problems for the Braves. He's averaging 9 rebounds a game. We got to stop him. Also, they got point guard Ryan Swanigan, who's averaging 18 points per game. The Braves are going to have to look to stop those 2 guys to get the win tonight.
As it has been all season, CJ Hayden and the other bigs are going to play a big role in this game. They need to box out Lamine Diop, like you said, 9 rebounds a game. It's going to be big for the Braves to get offensive and defensive rebounds and create those second chance opportunities. For shooting, we mentioned Zachary Jones had 4 threes last game. It's going to be important for him to get off to a hot start like he did last game and maybe get him going on a bit of a streak these next couple games.
Yeah, definitely. I think for the Braves to win this game, they've got to be very patient using offensive sets, and we got to stop forcing shots that we can't make.
Looking at the rest of the CHL, Madeira is going to continue their strong campaign, 5-0 on the season.
Yeah, and Wyoming's off to a hot start as well. They're starting off their season 3-0 in league play. And their last game against Taylor, guard Lance Grayson hit a game-winning shot.
That's right. Indian Hill sits at 3rd right now in the CHL, and they're looking to have some statement wins tonight and Saturday.
Moving on to the player props for tonight that I set. Guys, Zach Jones over under 3.5 threes. Do we think he goes over?
I do not. I think he goes under. 3.5 seems like a lot for Zach Jones. I do think he'll have a big offensive performance. Maybe contribute a little inside the paint instead of outside, but 4 threes is a lot.
I'm going to have to take the over there. I think when Zachary Jones starts playing well, it's going to be really hard to stop him. I'm going to take the over.
I got to agree with you, Henry. He's a hot shooter, and if he gets the ball when it's going in, I can easily see him going over that line. So we talked about Lamine Diop earlier. 8.5 rebounds. His season average is 9. Do we think he goes over in this one?
I think he goes under. I think the Braves are going to dominate the glass tonight with the big men we've mentioned before over and over again, and I really think the Braves are able to dominate the boards and not let Lamine Diop get any.
I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going to take the under. I think Lamine Diop is a very strong player, but I'm really hoping that the Braves' big men can really get in there and limit those rebounds.
I agree. I think our big men are going to show up big time and really clean up the boards. Finally, CJ Hayden, 12.5 points. Do we think he goes over or stays under?
I think CJ Hayden goes over. So far this season, he's been arguably the best player for the Braves offensively. He's been big on the offensive glass, getting the Braves the second chance opportunities. He's able to put those up or feed it outside, and C.J. Hayden, I think he goes over.
I got to take the under. 12.5 points is a lot of points for one man. And however, even though C.J. Hayden is a dominant player, I'm really hoping that we get some of our other bigs in to play and make a difference.
No, I agree with you. We definitely have to get everyone involved, but C.J. Hayden's been a focal point in this offense. If we run our offense through him, I think we're going to have a good game. So finally, game predictions for tonight. What are we thinking, Nick?
Tonight, I think it could be a little bit of a trap game for the Braves. You know, they got LaSalle tomorrow, a big game against a very good team. But I do think the Braves are able to win tonight 48-40.
That's a good choice. I really think the Braves are going to win tonight. I think they really need a bounce-back win from the loss to Madeira. I'm going to take Braves win 50-52.
I agree with you guys on the Braves winning. I think they're going to come out a little bit slower after the loss, but once they get acclimated to the game, they're going to come out and really dominate. Braves win 45-37. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we have Braves Athletic Director, Mr. Phelps, to answer some questions. Welcome back to Braves Game Day, where we're joined by Mr. Phelps. Mr. Phelps, I know it's a basketball show, but I got to ask you about the new bowling team. What was it like putting together an entire new team at Indian Hill?
Yeah, I'm really excited we were able to provide this opportunity for our students and our student athletes. Anytime we look at adding a team, we want to make sure that we can find coaches that can serve our kids well. We make sure we have someone we can play. We make sure there's enough interest. We make sure we have a location that we can play at for practice and for matches, and those things all lined up. It just also so happened that we have some really good bowlers here at Indian Hill. So I think this year will be a springboard to even more interest, but we are now able to fill a full girls varsity team and a full boys varsity team, and I'm really excited to see how they do this year.
Yeah, with winter sports now underway, what are you most excited for this year?
Well, it's we offer 10 sports in the winter here at Indian Hill, and I don't think everybody realizes the breadth of our program. And what I'm just excited about overall for the program is every one of our programs will be competitive, and every one of our teams can not only be competitive in the league, but can make a run in the tournament. It's very likely we're going to have some state champions or a state champion at the end of the winter. So anytime that your program is on all cylinders like that and performing at a high level, it's just a great time to be a Brave, and it's a lot of fun for our kids and our coaches and our community.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Phelps, you know the Braves are off to a hot start, 3-1 on the season. How do you think Coach Hill is doing in his first season?
I couldn't be more excited about Coach Hill. I think the passion and the energy and just the level of knowledge that he brings to our basketball program, the buy-in that our kids are, they are working harder than they've ever worked before. That I think they're working harder than they realize they could work. They're being pushed in a way that they probably haven't been used to being pushed. And I think at the end of the season, we're just going to continue to see this growth throughout the season, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Not only this year, but I think we're really setting the foundation and the groundwork for many years to come for boys basketball.
Thank you.
All right, we have a lot of exciting things going around in the Braves athletics. Was there anything you'd like to shout out or just give us some information on?
Yeah, I think about all our programs, and I know this isn't the time to talk about each individual program, but think about our cheerleaders that support all of our teams, really, not just boys basketball. Right. They were CHL champions here a couple weeks ago and just qualified to go to nationals at Disney again, which is a big deal. They just participated last Saturday at Wittenberg for the OHSAA Division IV State Championship and finished third, so kudos to them. I think about a Sam Rozakis, who we don't technically offer gymnastics, but we've partnered with Cincinnati Country Day so she can participate under the Indian Hill name and uniform, and we want to support her. And those things are happening right now. Wrestling is young, and they're off to a great start. Our girls basketball team, I know you talked about them a little bit ago. They had some adversity early in the season with really a young team, and I'm excited to see how that takes off. Swimming, two of our swimmers just competed at nationals in Greensboro, and Jason Zhao and Gibson Holmes, and two of the best swimmers, not only in the CHL but in the state. So much to look forward to this winter, and I'm glad to be a Brave.
Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff going on. I'd like to thank you for getting on our show and answering a couple questions with us. Guys, it's going to be a great game tonight at Finneytown. Please be sure to pack the stands to support our Braves. And from the crew here, we'd like to thank you for joining us on the second episode of Braves Game Day.